And within about 2 hours of using this metal detector, that popped out.
And I think he wanted to kill you, didn't he? Well, I nearly do, so surely...
He wanted to go odds on it.
Absolutely.
So I went straight out and bought the same metal detector and I've been going mad ever since.
And you found other things, but anyway, you brought this today. And this ring is, in my opinion, 500 or 600 years old. It's a late medieval ring, and it's a cabochon sapphire. And had I been there to find it, I think I would have practically fainted with excitement because these objects are very redolent. They're very strange. They intensely personal objects, and this one has a magical talismanic function, which is interesting to think about for a while, because every precious stone has a specific meaning in the lore of the lapidary. And the sapphire, one of its properties is to protect the owner from the falling sickness, from epilepsy, and from 1,000 other threatening parts of life. But we can't really guess quite what that meant to the owner, but we know that the owner was living in a near colourless world in comparative terms. There were no hybrid plants, there were no noisy coloured motor cars, there was no paint in the way that we understand it, and so when a pure bead of unadulterated colour came across the water from the extreme Orient into medieval society, and it was hard and enduring and set in gold, it was a very potent thing indeed, and it fell off his finger, and his loss was exactly comparable to the amazement and joy of you finding it. But there is one thing to say amongst all this amazing excitement, is that if you find such an object, there is an obligation to report it to the Portable Antiquities Scheme to make sure that you're not infringing the Treasure Trove Act. And single objects that are found in this way are very seldom viewed as treasure trove, but it is an obligation to do it. And once you've done that, it's yours, and therefore can enter the commercial world. I hardly dare mention the commercial world in respect to this, because it's almost sort of sacred object, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't imagine ever selling it.
No, something very dear to your heart, and I can quite understand that, and I'm just looking at it now, I feel the same. And it is an extraordinarily valuable object. This object is worth £10,000.
Oh, very nice. I think that was well saved then, wasn't it?
Very well saved.
Wow, that's amazed me actually. Fantastic.
But who could imagine that these two dresses could possibly be by the same designer? We are, of course, talking about Jean Muir.
Yes.